Welcome to the Companion Chapel Everyday Bible Study broadcast. My name is Mike, coming to you from the Great Lakes area of beautiful Ontario, Canada, on this gorgeous Sunday, March 30th, 2025. Coming right up, it is the book of 2 Kings chapter 9 and probably 10. We'll see how far we get here. 2 Kings chapter 9. Please open your Bibles to 2 Kings chapter 9. And while you're doing that, please first consider your part in the many-member body of Christ. Help glorify, magnify, and broadcast the message of Christ's love out to a hurting world through this registered nonprofit ministry. Registered nonprofit simply means all provisions provided go to God's purposes. Please help thecompanion.chapel.com. Go to thecompanion.chapel.com and hit that donate button. You got $1, you got $1,000,000, man. Whatever's in your heart, give it up for God. And please email me at companionchapel@gmail.com. More emails, companionchapel@gmail.com. Okay, let's get into the word here. First Kings. It's 1 Kings chapter 9. 1 Kings chapter 9. And it came to pass, when Solomon had finished building the house of the Lord and the king's house, and all Solomon's desire, which he was pleased to do, that the Lord appeared to Solomon the second time, as he appeared unto him in Gibeon. This is a vision, this is a dream, this is clear discernment. And the Lord said unto him, I have heard thy prayer and thy supplication, and that thou hast made before me. I have hallowed this house which thou hast built, and put my name there forever. My eyes, my heart shall be there perpetually. Father accepts it. That's very good, Solomon. And if, here's a condition of your little housey poo, if thou walk before me as David thy father walked, in integrity of heart, in uprightness, to do according to all that I have commanded thee, and will keep my statutes and my judgments, okay, there's the conditions, right? Then I will establish the throne of my kingdom upon Israel forever, as I promised to David thy father, saying, there shall not fail thee a man upon the throne of Israel. But if, it's going over the conditions again, you shall at all turn from following me, you or your children, and will not keep my commandments, my statutes, which I have set before you, but go and serve other gods and worship them, like the dollar bill, then I will cut off Israel out of the land which I have given them, and this house, which I have hallowed for my name, will I cast out of my sight, and Israel shall be a proverb and a byword among all the people. A proverb. Hey, man, I looked that up recently, and it's a deep... Okay, I'll have to come back to the proverb. I forgot, but there's a whole book of Proverbs in here. Okay, it's all good. A proverb and a byword among all the people. At this house, okay, and this house will become conspicuous. Every passer will be astonished and hiss at it. Why the Lord has done unto this land and to this house, because of your disobedience. And they shall answer, because they forsook the Lord their God, who brought forth their fathers out of the land of Egypt, and have taken hold upon other gods, and have worshipped them, and have served them. Therefore hath the Lord brought upon them all this evil. Go ahead, serve that stone over there that looks like something that you will love, and see what will happen to you, like the Asheroth, which is Easter. Just go ahead, do whatever you want to do. It's up to you. But if you want to serve me, then I am the Lord God Most High. That's all there is to it. That's what Yahweh says. Yahweh is thy name. It's Jehovah is thy name. And it came to pass at the end of 20 years, when Solomon had built 2 houses, the house of the Lord and the king's house. Now Hiram, after this 20 years, had furnished Solomon with cedar trees and fir trees and with gold, according to all his desire, that the king Solomon gave Hiram 20 cities in the land of Galilee. And Hiram came out of Tyre to see the cities which Solomon had given him, and they pleased him not. Okay, I made a mistake yesterday or the day before when I said Hiram was not the king. He was the king. My mistake. Sorry. I'm so sorry. He is the king of Tyre, to see the cities of Solomon, which he had given him. They pleased him not. And he said, what cities are these which thou hast given me, my brother? And he called them the land of Kabul unto this day. The land of Kabul simply means these are good for nothing, man. Okay, let's start a new chapter here on verse 14. And Hiram sent to the king 60 talents of gold. And this reason of the levy which King Solomon raised for to build a house of the Lord, and his own house, and Milo, and the wall of Jerusalem, and Hazor, and Megiddo, and Gezer. These were all fortified cities. Okay, now we can see the note on this. Solomon sent. This is good for nothing. Okay, and Hiram sent. Okay, all right, let's just straighten this out here. The land of Kabul unto this day. The note is in 2nd Chronicles somewhere. And Hiram gave back the cities. So we'll just leave that there. Now this note on verse 14. And Hiram sent to the king 60 talents of gold. And this is the reason, because he's got to pay for all this stuff, right? So we're going to pay for these guys. Everybody's working. Everybody's doing good. For Pharaoh, king of Egypt, had gone up and taken Gezer, and burnt it with fire, and slain the Canaanites that dwelled in the city, and gave it for a present unto his daughter, Solomon's wife. Well, isn't that something? Way to go, Pharaoh. And Solomon built Gezer and Bethron and Nether, the Nether, built Gezer, Bethron, Bethalath, and Tadmor in the wilderness of the land, and all the cities of store that Solomon had, and the cities of his chariots, the cities for his horsemen, and that which Solomon desired to build in Jerusalem, and in Lebanon, and in all thy land of his dominion. This took a lot of money, and it just took a lot of labor, and it was all good because we didn't run into debt back then, because they either had it or they didn't. How are you going to pay me? With this here. It's backed by that over there. That pile of gold. Here's the gold. Here's your paycheck. Right now, everything is different. You can get a paycheck and there's nothing behind it. Oh, it'll work for a while, for sure, man. Just go look around the world. Every dollar bill has failed. Everywhere on planet Earth. We're just waiting for this little wrap-up of the United States of America. Then we'll see who else is going to take over. Okay, another subject for another day. This just took a lot of money through taxes or through just whatever he's doing. Okay, and all the people that were left of the Amorites. My goodness, the Amorites again. The Hittites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, and Jebusites, which were not the children of Israel. Okay, these were not the children of Israel. Their children that were left after them in the land, whom the children of Israel also were not able to utterly to destroy. Upon those did Solomon levy a tribute of bond service unto this day. This was a major mistake. Okay, we're talking about the Nephilim here. Nephilims. Yeah, Nethinims, not Nephilim. Nethinims. This means given to service. And this is, say, Ezra chapter 8, verse 15. Ezra shows crucial error of not listening to Yahweh in order to let them live. Okay, he lets them live. Okay, it's not Nephilim, it's Nethinim. Solomon allowed his people, and they were like Kenite people, to help with the temple as it went. They, the Kenites, the sons of Cain, to over the actual priesthood. Okay, this is Solomon's big mistake here. This is what he did. Solomon let them in. And then they showed up in the book of Ezra. What a great verse here. Let's go to verse 22. And the children were left after them, who the children of Israel were not able to destroy. They just didn't do it. Okay. Solomon levied a tribute of bond service unto this day. Great two verses, 20 and 21. But the children of Israel did Solomon make no bondmen, but they were men of war, and his servants, and his princes, and his captains, the rulers of his chariots, and his horsemen. Okay, so Solomon didn't allow these bondmen into the army. But again, the work mistake was allowing them into the church. Lesson, note how the enemy penetrates the priesthood even to this day. These were the chief and officers that were over Solomon's work, 550 who bear rule over the people that wrought in the work. Okay, but Pharaoh's daughter came up out of the city of David. Now, did I finish that verse? Okay, and rulers of his chariots and his horsemen. Okay, verse 24. And Pharaoh's daughter came up out of the city of David unto her house which Solomon had built for her. That he did. He built it in Millo. And 3 times in a year did Solomon offer burnt offerings and peace offerings upon the altar which he built unto the Lord. And he burnt incense upon the altar that was before the Lord. So he finished the house. And King Solomon made a navy of ships in Ezion Geber, which is beside Eloth, of the shore of the Red Sea, in the land of Edom. Okay, so here we go. We're going to partner up with these guys. Edom is red. Edom is always the enemy, even though we get through periods of friendship with them, like back in say I don't know, 2001, 2002. All right, let's just leave it at that. And Hiram sent in the navy his servant shipmen that had knowledge of the sea with the servants of Solomon. Way to go, Herman. Way to start mixing it up. You're all satanic people. It doesn't matter. Yeah, you like Solomon because you don't want to go to war. Do you see that thread through the Bible that says the Kenites won't fight? They won't do it. They'll just fit in. Or they'll go somewhere. Hey, this is more peaceful over there. Or they'll just try and fit in somewhere else. It's a big deal, man. Just pay attention in this book of Kings. And Herman sent in the navy his servants, shipmen, that had knowledge of the sea, with the servants of Solomon. And they came to Ophir, and fetched from thence gold, 420 talents, and brought it to King Solomon. Wow, what a chapter that was. Let's go into chapter 10. And when the queen of Sheba heard the fame of Solomon concerning the name of the Lord, she came to prove him with hard questions. Oh yeah, she was wound. She was wound right up. She came to Jerusalem with a very great train, with camels that bear spices, and very much gold, precious stones. And when she was come to Solomon, she communed with him of all that was in her heart. Oh yeah, she had the questions lined up, man, and she had this huge train with her, all these people. This is queen of Sheba's like saying 7, and so I think in the Quran it's queen of Balkis. Okay, she communed with him that was always in her heart. And Solomon told her all her questions. I got the answer for this. Okay, just chill. And there was nothing hid from the king, which he told her not. Okay, he just told her everything. And when the Queen Sheba had seen all Solomon's wisdom, and the house that he had built, and the meat of his table, and sitting of his servants, and the attendants of the ministers, and their apparel, and his cupbearers standing there, and the ascent by which he went up to the house of the Lord, there was no more spirit in her. He took her breath away. Sheba's breath just got swept away. And she said to the king, "Is it true report that I heard in my own city, my own land, of thy acts, of thy wisdom? Howbeit I believed not the words, until I came and my eyes had seen it. And behold, the half was not told me. Thy wisdom and prosperity exceedeth the fame which I heard. Happy are the men. Happy are these, thy servants, which stand continually before thee, that hear thy wisdom." She just saw the extravagance from God's blessing. Hey, this is a big deal, man. "Blessed be the Lord thy God, which delighted in thee to set on the throne of Israel, because the Lord loveth Israel forever. Therefore made he king to do judgments and justice." Oh, he's caking it on to Solomon here before Solomon does a big mistake. And we're going to read about it in a minute, okay? "And she gave a king 120 talents of gold." Remember in Matthew 21 when Jesus Christ says something about Solomon? Anyways, we'll just go there another day if that's what you prefer. 120 talents of gold and spices, very great store. and precious stones, and there came more such abundance of spices as these which the queen of Sheba gave to Solomon. Here, just take it. I brought all this stuff for you, Solomon. Oh yeah, he loads her back up when she goes. But anyways, let's just leave it at that. And the navy also of Huram, that brought gold from Ophir, brought it from Ophir, great plenty of almug trees and precious stones. This is not sandalwood. This is precious wood, probably Akkadian or some kind of strong wood like Gizdan. It doesn't matter. It's a strong wood. And the king made of the almug trees pillars for the house of the Lord, for the king's house, harps also, and psalteries for the singers. And there was no such thing, almug trees. There was no such almug trees, nor were seen unto this day. And the king gave unto the queen of Sheba all her desire, whatsoever she asked, besides that which Solomon gave her of his royal bounty. She turned and went to her own country, she and all her servants. She brought a load in, she took a load out. What a girl. That's awesome. Just leave that at that, okay? Now, the weight of gold that came to Solomon in 1 year was 606 talents of gold. 666 right there, because this is the number of man, and we have to understand this is a big deal. That's what came to him. 666. Besides that, he had of the merchantmen and the traffic of spice merchants, and of all the kings of Arabia and the governors of the country. Yeah, he's got riches, he's got blessings, he's got it going on. And King Solomon made 200 targets of beaten gold. 600 shekels of gold went to one target. That's a big target, man. It's the size of a barn. Moreover, the king made a great throne of ivory and overlaid it with the best gold. Oh, yeah. That's nice. The throne had 6 steps, and the top of the throne was round behind. 6 steps, eh? 6 steps, and the top of the throne was round behind, and there were stays on each side of the place of the seat, and the 2 loins stood beside the stays. Okay, there's numbers being spoken here that we should be paying attention. Remember, 6 is the number of the beast, Revelation chapter 13. 666. We just leave it at that. Last verse, chapter 13. The 12 lions stood there on one side, and on the other side 6 steps. There was not like made any in the kingdom. Okay, and there were stays on each side of the seat. 2 lions. Okay, there's lions. Okay, there's 6 steps. His chair. Lions. Yeah, this is a big deal. All King Solomon's drinking vessels were gold. All the vessels of the house of the forest of Lebanon were pure gold. None were silver. It was nothing accounted of it in the days of Solomon. For the king had a sea of navy. Okay, so here, let's just go into something else. For the king had a sea of navy, a navy at Tharmish, with the navy of Hermon. Once 3 years came the navy of Tarshish, bringing gold and silver, ivory, apes, peacocks. So Solomon exceeded all the kings of the earth for riches and wisdom. And all the earth sought to Solomon to hear his wisdom, which God had put in his heart. Okay, you can read the rest. It's a big deal. I'll read the rest next time. I want you to have the greatest day, and bye for now.